Hello again, grade 10. We are already in our week 5 for the first quarter. And we will talk about the Earth's mechanism. When we say mechanism, we refer to the different processes or events that are happening, that had happened, and that will happen in the future. These are explained through different theories presented by certain individuals. I hope you are ready. Let's proceed. So, the first theory that we have here is the so-called continental drift theory. This is proposed by Alfred Wegener. This theory states that million years ago, the continents were once one large mass, which is called Pangaea. Others pronounce it as Pangaea. Okay, the word Pangaea means all earth, meaning once upon a time, all the continents that we have today are connected and they made the single land that is called Pangaea. And then from the word drift, it means break. So this theory is telling that single mass move apart until they form the different continents that we have nowadays. They have different evidences. O, di ba? May mga ebidensya silang present para trying to prove that this theory is true. What are those evidences? We have here the jigsaw puzzle, meaning sa Filipino kapag pinagdugtong-dugtong mo daw yung mga continents is parang makakabuo ka ng puzzle, mag-fit in daw yung mga edges nila, yung mga gilid-gilid nila. And they can form a single land. What else? The distribution of fossils or the remains of dead living organisms. They say that the same kind of fossils are found in different areas of the world. And how can it be? Since magkakahiwalay naman yung mga continent daw, bakit may mga fossils na natagpuan sa iba't ibang continent? So ibig sabihin pala noon, magkakadikit yung mga continent na yan kasi meron silang magkakaparehong fossils. Yun, sabi ni Wegener. Ano pa? Rock features. Yung mga mga bato-bato. May mga certainties daw na parang magkakaputol lang yung mga bato sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Kaya pala inisip nila na once upon a time, those continents or the continents that we have nowadays are all or were all connected. Another evidence is coal deposit. Coal deposit meaning they mine, nakamina sila ng mga deposito ng coal sa iba't ibang panig daw ng mundo. For example, in a certain part of the world which is at present is covered with ice. When the continent is covered with ice, basically there are no lots of living things that could survive. And how come na marami siyang coal deposits? And coal deposits are believed to be from the remains of dead living organisms, from the carbon content of the living organisms that were buried deep under. So, kung yung continent na covered ng ice ngayon, napapagminahan daw ng maraming coal, ibig sabihin noon, hindi siya covered ng ice, meaning maraming nabuhay sa part ng mundo na yon. Bakit nasa cover na siya ng ice ngayon? Ibig sabihin talagang nag-move yung mga continents, kaya iba na yung position niya ngayon. Ano pa yung mga ancient climates? For example, ang climate ng Europe ngayon ay iba sa climate noon. Ganon. So, talagang nag-iba daw yung positions ng mga continents. Bakit kasi kapag nag-iba? It means that they also receive different amount of sunlight, which is the determinator bang tawag doon, or the indicator what type of climate a continent will have. Depende sa natatanggap na amount of sunlight. So if the ancient climates are different from the present climates, it only proves that the continents really move and they were positioned differently once upon a time or a long time ago. Ito yung theory ni Alfred Wegener. Continental drift theory. Those continents drifted apart. Okay, let's move on. Okay, to show or explain better what is this continental drift theory, look at the picture. First, we have the Pangaea, and then they move apart, forming the Laurasia and Gondwana. And then we have the modern world, the continents that we have at present. O, diba, dahan-dahan silang naghiwa-hiwalay from the word drift. So, sa love life, pag sinabing, drift na nga tayo, ayoko na. Ibig sabihin, magbe-break na kayo. O, diba? Next. Aside from continental drift theory, we also have the named seafloor spreading theory. Seafloor spreading. This has something to do with one type of boundary that is divergent. They diverge, they move apart. And this usually happens under the sea. And what happens when they break apart? Sabi dito, the magma flows out of the crack and will cool down and becomes the new sea floor. So, when the oceanic plates diverge, magma comes out and will become the new sea floor, meaning the ocean is widening or spreading. Who said this? We have Harry Hess with Robert Deitz. This is the illustration for seafloor spreading. So we have here two oceanic plates that are breaking apart, and from the crack, magma will come out, will cool down later on, and will become the new seafloor, making the ocean wider or spread. Gets nyo na yan. From the start of this first quarter, we've been discussing this divergence. Seafloor spreading was strengthened with the discovery that the magnetic rocks near the ridge follow a pattern aside from the fact that the rocks near the ridge are remarkably younger than those farther from the ridge. So we also have here magnetic reversal. From the word reverse, parang magbabaliktad. This is also called magnetic flip of the Earth. It happens when the North Pole is transformed into a South Pole. Take note when we say magnetic reversal, the North Pole becomes the South Pole, and the South Pole becomes the North Pole. Nagpalitan. This is due to the change in the direction of flow in the outer core. Is there a flow in the outer core? Yes, because everything there is melting. The occurrence of magnetic reversals can be explained through the magnetic patterns in magnetic rocks, especially those found in the ocean floor. So aside from widening of the ocean, we also have here magnetic reversal, proving that there is movement under the layers of the Earth. New rocks are added to the ocean floor at the ridge with approximately equal amounts on both sides of the ocean ridge. It indicates that indeed the seafloor is spreading. Di ba nga sabi natin, kapag nag-break yung lupa sa ilalim ng dagat, lalabas yung magma, matutuyo, kasi lalamig, matutuyo, siya na yung bagong seafloor. Kaya natural lang na yung rocks sa part na yon mas young or mga bago kaysa dun sa mga part ng ridge na mas malayo. Kasi nga pag ganun, oh. So, bago sa gitna, dun sa papalayo, paluma ng paluma yung mga rocks niya. Yun yung mga nakita nilang evidences that there is movement. Moving on. This is the illustration for magnetic reversal. The normal is that the left one, the North Pole, and the reverse, the North becomes South and the South becomes North. Bakit daw? Kasi nga yung flow sa outer core. Magnetic effect that has something to do with the gravity. Diba? Diba sa common term, sinasabi na yung gravity, yun yung magnetic energy ng Earth. Kaya everything is moving down towards the center of the Earth. What else? We have here the plate tectonic theory. It provides an explanation about the movement of the lithospheric plates. What are lithospheric plates? Those are the plates found at the outermost part of the Earth or on the crust. This theory evolved from the two former theories. Yung theory na to, galing siya sa mga mas naunang theory, sa continental drift theory at saka sa seafloor spreading theory. This convection causes the plate to move around. So from our week 4, we have discussed the convection current, how it occurs and what causes it. So there is current, so there is movement deep under the Earth's layer. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos so others will know that we have this kind of tutorial. So we could help more students like you. Spread good news, something like that. Okay, let's move on to your activity number 1, which is entitled Word Hunt. You hunt, meaning maghanap. Hanapin mo yung mga words. Below are set of pictures with correct name of it. Familiarize yourself with them. Okay, so tandaan mo rin yung mga pictures na to and ang kanilang mga names. So from left to right tayo, ano? The first one is Pangaea, showing one large mass. The second is puzzle. Anong kinalaman yan? Kasi nga daw yung one evidence of continental drift is the puzzle-like effect of continental edges. The third is lithosphere, or the outermost layer of the Earth. Lithosphere, or the solid part of the Earth. And then we have the plates, convection current, or the movement in the mantle, movement of hot rocks, molten rocks in the mantle. And then we have here the divergent boundary, or plate boundaries that are moving away from each other. Next, we have here the continents, the mantle, or the second layer of the Earth, the magnetic field, the north and the south. We have the word drift, which means break apart, and then volcano. Why volcano? Because magma is involved. And then we have the asthenosphere, or the plastic-like layer in between the upper mantle and the lithosphere, which is able to flow and where convection current occurs. So the puzzle below contains words that best describes about Earth's mechanism. Look for the word, then encircle it. This may arrange vertically or horizontally. So pwedeng patayo or pahiga. Yung pagkakaayos down ng mga words or letters. Okay. Activity number 2, wala naman masyadong nakaka-stress dito, ano. Kailangan mo lang intindihin yung points to remember, ganon. Crossword puzzle daw yung number 2. You are very familiar with this already. You can, sa panahon ko, ano, meron ito sa mga comics, sa mga newspaper. So, number 1, across. So, for across, you have number 1 and number 2. Ano yung across? Horizontal. And then, number 3 and number 4, down or pababa. Example. Number 1, blank. It refers to a theory by Alfred Wegener, which explains how Earth's continents have moved on Earth. Ang dali. Pwede mo namang balikan yung points to remember. Diba? Number 2 is a scientific theory that describes the Earth's outermost plates divided into several pieces that moves over the mantle. For example lang, merong mga first-timer na magsagot ng crossword puzzle, ano? Pero I believe lahat kayo familiar nito. Kapag nag-meet yung box, dapat tumama yung letter ng sagot mo, ha? For example, sa number 4, down, at yung second letter ng number 2 na across, dapat tumugma para tama yung sagot mo. Hindi yung magkaiba yung sagot mo sa number 4 na down, tapos nagsagot ka rin sa number 2 na across, hindi tumugma yung letter. Dapat match yan. Kasi nga crossword. Cross. Kahit na nag-intersect, the letter is still correct and will match the correct answer. Ganun. In case merong lang hindi kabisadong magsagot ng crossword puzzle. Dapat yan sa mga crossing niya, kumbaga sa kalsada may crossing, di ba? Oh. May crossing si number 1 at number 3. May crossing si number 2 at number 4. May crossing din si number 2 at number 3. So, sa mga part na yon na tinatawag na crossing, di ba sa kalsada may crossing, doon dapat tama yung letter. Okay, alam nyo yan, di ba? Sa activity number 3 naman, fill in the blanks. You complete me. And very easy because the words that you should fill in the blank are already provided. Maging alerto ka lang dyan. Dapat yung concept is mabuo mo ng tama. Hindi yung salpak ka ng salpak ng mga words dyan sa blank na hindi naman na tumugma dyan sa concept ng paragraph. Yes? Tingnan nga natin. May clue na picture, may clue. Continental drift is a... Ano ba yung continental drift? Is it a law? Is it a story? Is it a novel? Proposed by tao yon. His hypothesis was that the continents had once formed a single landmass called, ano daw ang tawag dun sa single landmass noon? Nandyan. Before breaking apart and drifting to their present locations. This was the idea that the continents were, dapat adverb. Were blank drifting. Were gracefully drifting around the earth, mga ganon. He thought of the following evidences that supports his theory by noticing that the different large landmasses of the earth almost fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, and similar plants and animal Animal, blank and blank, are found around the different continents, suggesting that they were once joined. And similar plants and animal, ano kaya yun? Oh. So, evidences na yan. Evidences na yung last three blanks na yan. Huwag salpak ng words ha. Tignan mo kung tama yung concept. Okay, let's move on. Okay, another picture is provided. What is shown in the picture? The different layers of the earth. Nandiyan ulit yung mga words. Parang nakarelax lang ako kasi easy naman to sa inyo, di ba? Blank is a theory. Oh, so, ang answer dyan sa first blank is theory, stating that Earth's outer shell, specifically the solid outer crust and the outer part of mantle, the blank is divided into several. Diyan sa choices, alin ba dyan yung theory? Andyan siya, 2 words. Is a theory stating that Earth's outer shell, specifically the solid outer crust and the outer part of mantle, the blank is divided into several. Ano ba yung tinutukoy na outer crust and the outer part of mantle? Anong fear yon? Anong fear? Is divided into several, or how would you call the different segments of that layer? That is slowly over the sa taas ng which is the molten upper portion of the, di ba? Ano yung over the? It's the molten upper portion. Molten. It is where the specific layer where convection current happens. It is in between the crust and the upper. Baka masabi ko na yung sagot. Upper blank. That's the second layer of the earth. Do you still remember crust, core? And then oceanic and continental plates come together, spread apart, and interact at boundaries all over the planet. This study holds clues to their distant past. Evidence from fossils helps reveal how, when, and where. Where once existed. Ay nabuhay noon. Sabi niya. Kayang-kaya niyo yan. Siyempre kung yung dalawang natira na, di yun na yung sagot. Basta wag mong mapagpalit. Answeran nga natin, wag na. Kaya nyo na yan. Basta yung number 1, the first line dito, yung theory. And then, the second line or blank refers to the outer crust and the outer part of the mantle daw na divide ng mga parang pinagkakainan natin. May clue. Divided into several, that is slowly over the, yung na-define ba siya? This is the molten upper portion of the second layer of the earth. Crust blank core. This is the evidence from fossils help when and where. Living things na yan. Ano ba ang living things sa pagpilian? O kahit na magbaliktaran na sila, okay lang. Siyempre, existed. Where blank and blank once existed. Oh, kaya. Ang dami kong clue. Oh, let's proceed. Galingan nyo mga chinututor ko, ha? Okay, what is the picture here? It's the picture of the mantle showing the convection current. Seafloor. Oh, ano ba yung kadugtong ng word na seafloor na theory? Is a tectonic activity results of mantle that occurs at plate boundaries. Oh, din sa at blank plate boundaries, ang isasagot mo dyan, type of boundary. Anong type ng boundary ang nasa pagpilian? Convection ba? Divergent ba? New? Which causing from each other where is formed through activity, then gradually moves away from the resulting in spreading of the. It was discovered and proposed by American geophysicist. Di yung last line pangalan ng tao. Look at the choices. Isa lang naman yung pangalan dyan. Di gets mo na agad. It's just a matter of tugma-tugma ng mga konsepto dyan para mabuo ng tama yung message ng paragraph na ito. Diba? Great. Easy. Meron pa pala. Magnetic reversal naman tayo ngayon. Ano? Ay, ala, nasabi ko na. Is a change in the ano yung nagbago daw kapag may magnetic reversal na nangyayari. Is a change in the tignan ko nga. Magnetic field such that the magnetic north and magnetic south are by which the North Pole is nagbago or transformed into a South Pole, and the blank pole becomes a North Pole. Andyan na yung North Pole. Ano pa ba yung other pole? As a reversal of the planet's blank field. Ano ba yung anong field? What kind of field is that? Is that a track field? Is thought to occur when the convection of the mantle are no longer with respect to the equator. Ano ba yung karugtong ng convection na nangyayari dyan sa mantle? Di ba? Convection law ba yan? Convection earth or convection flip of the mantle are no longer it should be adjective with respect to the equator. Alin ba yung dalawa lang naman tatlong. Pero magnetic blank. Alam mo naman yung second word niya, di ba? Is a change in the. Anong nababago daw? It's the direction or the location. Ano pa ba yung Sean dyan? Yun yung sagot. Change in the. Change in the is a change in the gets nyo yan. Mag-scratch muna kayo, huwag kayong nagpa-finalize agad. Ulit-ulitin nyo, huwag kayong apurado, okay? Slowly but surely. And you read your paragraph. It is telling a correct message. And you always go back to your points to remember. Usually kasi hindi nyo pinapansin yung points to remember. Nandun yung mga clue, andun yung mga sagot. Diba? Tapos tanungin nyo na lang ako kapag kailangan talaga. Yes? And then, we have here your guide questions. You have 4. Describe each of the following Earth mechanism and how it influences the surface of the planet Earth. Why is the surface of the Earth affected? Excuse me. Yes, because when there is movement, mm, there are formations that are being created, and there are changes that will happen on the surface of the Earth. These four theories are already described in your points to remember, but do not just copy. It's better for you to explain each in your own words and elaborate how each theory affect or influence the surface of planet Earth. Okay, that is your quarter 1, week 5, the Earth's mechanism. This is less stressful than the previous weeks. Yes. So I hope you understood your modules for week 5, your activities, I mean. So just take it easy. I say happy learning from your teacher, Mylene. Okay, until next time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.